This is a Fox News alert. More on our top story. A leaked Supreme Court draft ruling revealing justices may soon move to end Roe v. Wade.
Well, our next guest calls this leak, quote, the malicious leak, one of the greatest security breaches in high court history, as the FBI now reportedly expected to launch a full-scale investigation to find the Supreme leaker.
Fox News contributor and constitutional law expert Jonathan Turley joins us now. Jonathan, what's the bigger story? The decision that could come down in June, that this is overturned, or that it leaked out ahead of time, which looks to be Justice Alito's not finished notes on this?
Opinion.
Well, they're both huge stories, but the decision is not yet complete. Decisions can change. People voting on one side or the other can change. Majority opinions can become dissenting opinions. What is clear is that what occurred with this leak was an unspeakably unethical act. And it is, unfortunately, a sign of our times. We're living in an age of rage, where nothing seems inviolate anymore. No principle seems sacred. And it makes some of us feel almost naive. You know, even though this is a city that floats on a rolling sea of leaks, the court was always an island of integrity. And most of us didn't think this day would come. And I'm not too sure why. Maybe it's because we let hope triumph over experience. But the court has a long tradition that it would not yield to politics. It would not yield to dirty tricks. Somebody shattered that tradition. And the investigation that will now ensue is going to shatter the culture of the court. It's going to take a lot to get to the bottom of this. Yes, it's a small institution. It's a small number of people that are likely involved. But whoever did this likely took steps to hide their tracks.
Jonathan, what's happening behind the scenes now? Are they scrambling this morning, trying to find this leaker already? And what happens when they do find the leaker to that person?
Well, yes, I'm sure that Chief Justice Roberts has gone to the furthest possible extent to launch this investigation. This is the greatest crisis of his term as Chief Justice. But it's a crisis of faith for the court and for the country. He knows it. It's the integrity of the court that's at stake. Regardless of how you feel about this opinion, Americans should be outraged that anyone would take this type of destructive act. But the question is how the court will go about to find this person. Are they going to require lie detector tests or ask for lie detector tests? Otherwise, how can they really confirm? It'd be odd to me that someone who took this reckless act would just send an email to Politico. But once that person is found, then may God have mercy on his or her soul, because the court will have none. That person will be subject, if the person is a lawyer, to rather rapid disbarment, and can give up any hope to practice law in any form.
Sure. Jonathan, it looks to a lot of people like this was clearly done to pressure the high court, the justices, the 5 justices, who apparently are saying, let's go ahead and derail Roe v. Wade, to get them to change their mind. Is there any way the Chief Justice can say, you know what, we're done anyway, let's just announce it today?
Well, they can. That's the wonderful thing about being the highest court. You sort of set your own rules. This opinion still seems a tad raw. These opinions go through many drafts. Yeah, these opinions go through many drafts. I don't think they're going to release this opinion until everyone is satisfied with every aspect. But I think that the strange thing is, I don't think this was meant to change votes on the court. If anything, it would encourage justices to dig in further. Yeah. It was clearly meant to produce a political response. Now, the assumption is that this is someone who wants to put pressure on Congress to pass the codification of Roe v. Wade, perhaps looking to the midterm elections. But this is such a reckless and senseless act. We can't make any assumptions.
Well, and Jonathan, it's such a sensitive and controversial issue. Didn't these justices know this opinion needed to be protected, probably more than any other? And they knew the fallout if this leaked out. It's never happened before. Did they just get sloppy?
I'm sure that they follow their usual practices, but, you know, no practice will be able to withstand such a thoroughly breathtaking, unethical act. I mean, if somebody really wants to destroy everything the court believes in, everything they're supposed to believe in, then there's only so much the court can do. But, you know, I think that what the court is looking at, unfortunately, in the last few years, is this unrelenting attack on it as an institution. Democratic leaders have been calling for the packing of the court, for gutting the court in terms of jurisdiction. You have senators and members of the House who've gone to the stairs of the Supreme Court, threatening individual justices, threatening the institution itself. That has an impact, and this may be that impact. That if you breathe that level of contempt for an institution, it's not surprising that some within the institution may share your lack of faith.
Right, there's supposed to be massive protests. Today, there were protests last night. Jonathan, we'll see you every hour on the channel. Thanks so much for your instant analysis and on this unprecedented moment.
And you can get some sleep next weekend.
Right.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.